Okay, today we're going to build something kind of like this. Okay, we have a little spaceship flying around, and you could press press the space bar, and you can shoot the enemies that are coming down to crash into you. If they hit you, a replay button will pop up. We'll dress that up a little better. Okay, so how do we do this? First things first. Let's go back to Photoshop and show how we need to get all of our images set up. So I went ahead and you should have already made your explosion, your hero, your enemy, or your spaceship, your projectile, and this is what we need to do. Okay, you need to save them all into a new folder. How can you do that? You can create folders in your documents. You can click this and then go up to the Finder window, and you could say create new folder. Put all of your graphics, so you have 4 things right now, and put them all in a folder. We're going to use that in a minute. Okay, so you have your boom, which is your explosion, your enemy ship, your projectile, spaceship. The names will matter in a moment. These, you don't have to be that strict on these names yet, but you'll have to get strict in a second when we use animate. Okay, so that's from Photoshop. Get all your, export them in here. Oh, how do you do that? How do you export them to that folder? You go File, Export, and you go Quick Export as PNG. Okay, you give it whatever name you want, and then direct it to the folder that you will find them all in. Okay, and that's how you do it. Just Quick Export as PNG. Okay, so once again, File, Export, Quick Export as PNG. Do that for your spaceship, your enemy, your projectile, and your explosion. Okay, now let's build it in Animate. Okay, so in Animate, we're going to make a new document, go File, New, and there's a few things that have to be set up exactly. Okay, first thing, you want to make sure the platform type is ActionScript 3.0. That's the kind of code that I'm going to provide for you. And then the width and height matter as well. So you need to make it 360 for the width and 720 for the height. That's right, 360 by 720. Okay, and 30 frames per second, that's fine. So you got the width, the height, make sure it's ActionScript 3.0, and then hit create. Okay, now, a few things to look at in the timeline. If you forgot what the timeline looks like, this is it. Oops, I accidentally drew a little square there. You can drag this timeline up, and you'll have a single frame that we'll use in a minute, and we'll put all of our code in there, and I'll show you how to do that. But first, we are going to come into this library. If you don't have that open, you're going to go to Window and find the library. Watch, I'll close it, and then I'll go back to opening it. Okay, there's the library, and we can add things into our library by hitting this plus sign, or I believe you can go up to the top and say modify or insert new symbol up here. Okay, but I'm going to come into this library, and I'm going to find this little plus sign down at the bottom, and I am going to hit new symbol, and this is where you have to spell things exactly right. Hero with a capital H. Hero, that's going to be your spaceship, and you have to click this button right here that says export for ActionScript, and then so it'll make a class, it'll make a code file for you. So you have to click export for ActionScript, you have to name it exactly that. Oh, and then type, you must make sure it says movie clip. Okay, so now we hit OK. So hero, movie clip, export for ActionScript, and then these should look like that. Hit OK, a little window pops up, say OK, and then you have a hero library item, and this is where we are going to go back to our, remember how we saved our images, our PNGs? You're just going to simply drag your spaceship in there. Okay, now you can move it with these tools over here. You want it centered on that little plus sign. Okay, I'm going to zoom in to 200%. And there's a little plus sign right there. You want your objects saved on there. Now, for video's sake, I'm going to start moving faster, okay? So I'm going to make projectile. Make sure it's movie clip, hit export for ActionScript, hit OK. Hit OK. It's blank. We're going to go ahead and get our projectile now. And I know I'm going fast, but we don't want the video to get too long. Otherwise, the video, yeah, we want to make it short. So there's the projectile. So let's make another one. Go to enemy. Remember, spell it exactly like that, with capital E. The spelling and code has to be exact. And you could see what I've named them right here, hero projectile. And I at that, check that, hit OK, hit OK. And let's get on my little projectile graphic, drag it onto the stage. Wait, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, hit cancel. I was making the enemy. And I tried to put the, okay, I need to concentrate a little better. Okay, and then I just drag the enemies centered. Okay, so I have projectile, hero, enemy. Let's make another object. What do we have? Oh, and I called it boom, just for spelling, because I've in the past people misspell explosion a lot, so I just want to write BOOM for boom. Okay, that's why I did that, because through experience I've noticed that multiple times people would complain that their game isn't working, and then we just find out that explosion was spelled wrong. So boom is probably easier, I think. So, okay, there we go. Now, we're inside this boom movie clip. You're going to find this little arrow and click to get back to scene 1. So now we're in scene 1. Okay, we have everything wired up. Missing one thing, though. I forgot. Now I'm remembering. Okay, in this library, we have something called replay button. And I was kind of doing what a lot of coders do and write BTN for button. So just check that spelling. We're going to make a button in here. I forgot to do that. So I'm going to hit the plus sign one more time. We're going to call it replay, capital B, then TN for short for button. It could be a movie clip, hit export for ActionScript, hit OK, and then hit OK. And then we're going to draw our button in here. Just you can make it however you want. I'm going to go ahead and make it, say, like gray, and I'm going to drag a rectangle here, and then the T tool, pick a different color so you can actually read the text. And then I'll go black, and then I will click right here and say play or replay. Okay, and then whoops, I swiped the mouse on accident. Hit this, take this arrow, drag. Oh, it's that text color. I don't like that. It's the same color, so I go to properties and I could change my text color here. Not sure why this didn't work, but it obviously didn't, so there, fixed it. Okay, and you want to make sure it's static text. Do not pick dynamic on accident or input. Make sure it says static text. Okay, go back to the library. So what do we have? We have replay button. Remember, it's BTN. Okay, now we've got all the pieces. Now we just need the code. How do we even put code in this game? You're going to click the first frame and you're going to go window. They call it ActionScript. So we're going to look for this actions window. And I wrote the code for you, and you're going to copy and paste it in here. I made a link to this document here, and let's see if it works. I'm going to push Command in the Google Drive. There's this document. You're going to just come in here and go Command A for all, Command C to copy. Let's go into this window and paste it. Command V. Now we have to save our document, so we go File, Save, and I'm going to call this a Spaceship Game. Okay, it's in my Documents folder. I'll probably move it to a different folder later. Just get this out of the way. And then when we hit Control Test, it will, you have to click on the screen first to get it activated, and then there you go. You've got everything working. So I coded it so that the boom lasts for like a split second, and then if you run into one of these guys, you lose, and then you can hit replay and play the whole thing again. Interesting. Oh, that's funny. The text was interfering with the button. That's something from, that's funny. You'll notice when you click this replay button, when you click with the mouse, it's actually trying to like select the text some weird way. So you could well, watch, I'll prove it. I'll just delete the text, and you could rewrite it smaller or put an image here. If it's an image that says replay, it's not actually a font, it won't interfere in that way. So let's go test. Watch, I'll crash real quick, and then I'll push that button, and it won't have that little that little hiccup. It'll just click right in there cleanly. Okay? All right, so you have a little game. Remember, watch this video over and over to make sure you get your spelling right and all that stuff, and then your game should work. All right, go ahead and have fun.